These are process field notes.
My son is 12, and he only wants to talk about Star Wars. I don't mean he likes Star Wars. I don't mean it's his favorite thing. I mean it's the only thing. Every conversation circles back. Every car ride, every dinner. He wants to tell me about lightsaber forms. He wants to rank the clone battalions. He wants to play the soundtrack while we drive to school and narrate what's happening in the scene that goes to each track. We tried to have tacos the other night. I said, "Hey, what do you think about tacos for dinner?" He said, "Did you know Ahsoka Tano was originally supposed to die in season 5? So that's where we are. This isn't about obsession, or what looks like obsession from the outside. It's about what happened when your kid finds the one thing and crawls so far inside of it you can barely see him from where you're standing. And you're standing there with a list of things you want to share with him. Math, nature, sports, girls, the world, and the door only opens one way. For a long time, I thought the problem was his. I thought that he was stuck, that he needed to broaden out, diversify his interests, become more well-rounded. That's the phrase I use, isn't it? Well-rounded, as if a person should have no edges. But recently I started wondering if the problem is mine, if I'm the one missing something. There's an old line from a Greek poet, Archilochus. A fragment, really. Just one sentence that survived 2,500 years. It says, "The fox knows many things, but the hedgehog knows one big thing." The philosopher Isaiah Berlin turned that fragment into a famous essay in the 1950s. He used it to divide the world's thinkers into two types. Foxes move between ideas. They're curious, restless, drawn to variety. They know a little about a lot. Hedgehogs go deep. They find one big idea and they organize everything around it. They know a lot about one thing. Berlin's list of foxes included Shakespeare, Aristotle, James Joyce. His hedgehogs, Plato, Dante, Dostoevsky. Neither group was lesser. They were just different kinds of minds. I am a fox. I've always been a fox. I want to talk about 12 things at dinner. I want to jump from philosophy to basketball to tacos to whether the neighbor's dog is getting fatter. My brain moves laterally. It's how I make sense of the world, by connecting things that don't obviously belong together. My son is a hedgehog. He's found one big thing, and he went all the way in. And here's what I didn't understand for a long time. Going all the way in doesn't mean he's missing everything else. It means he's finding everything else inside of that one thing. Because Star Wars isn't just Star Wars. George Lucas built it on the work of Joseph Campbell, the mythologist who spent his life studying patterns underneath every story humans have ever told. Campbell called it monomyth, the hero's journey, the ordinary world, the call to adventure, the trials, the transformation, the return. It's in the Odyssey, it's in the Gospels, it's in every fairy tale you've ever heard, and it's in Star Wars, deliberately. Lucas didn't just borrow from Campbell, he sat with him. They were friends. This structure isn't accidental. So when my son tells me about Anakin's fall, he's actually talking about the oldest question in moral philosophy. Can a good person become a bad one, and can they come back? When he ranks Jedi, he's working through some hierarchy of virtues. When he listens to John Williams' score and tells me exactly when the French horns come in and what that means for the scene, he's doing music theory. He just doesn't call it that. But knowing all of that doesn't make it easy. I'll be honest. There are nights where he starts telling me something about a battle in the Clone Wars and I can feel my attention leaving my body. I'm nodding, I'm making sounds, but I'm not there. I'm thinking about work or the thing I wanted to tell him about or whether we should have tacos again for dinner, and I catch myself. And the guilt is immediate because he's not being difficult. He's being devoted. He's showing me the thing he loves most in the world over and over and hoping I'll love it too, or at least stay in the room. Montaigne, the French essayist, maybe the first blogger ever really, wrote only about himself. That was his whole project. One subject examined endlessly from every angle. And what he discovered was that if you go deep enough into any one thing, you'll find everything. He found philosophy inside his kidney stones. He found theology inside his cat. The narrowness was the point. It's what made depth possible. Thoreau did the same thing at Walden. He didn't go to the woods to see more of the world. He went to see less of it, more clearly, to strip away the noise until only the essential remained. My son has never read Montaigne or Thoreau, but he's doing exactly what they did. He's gone to his Walden. It just happens to be a galaxy far, far away. And here's what I started to understand. The problem was never that he only wants Star Wars. The problem was that I wanted him to want things the way I want things. Wide, scattered, a little bit of everything. Because that's what I know. That's what feels normal to me. But he's not a fox. And asking a hedgehog to be a fox isn't broadening his world, it's flattening it. The development psychologist Lev Vygotsky has this idea called the zone of proximal development. The basic concept is you meet a child where they are, not where you wish they were. You start in their world and expand out from there. You don't drag them to your world and hope they follow. Which means, if I want to talk about moral philosophy with my son, I don't hand him a book. I ask him why Anakin turned. If I want to talk about loyalty, I ask about the clones in Order 66. If I want to talk about music, I sit and listen to Duel of the Fates with him and ask him what piece makes him feel something. The door opens from his side. It always has. I just kept knocking on the wrong wall. And there's something else, something I almost missed. He's 12. He's devoted to one thing without apology. He doesn't care that the other kids think it's too much. He doesn't perform casual interest to seem cool. He loves this thing fully and he tells everybody about it. When's the last time I did that? When's the last time I loved something so completely that I couldn't stop talking about it? Didn't care who was bored, didn't hedge or play it down. He's not stuck, he's free. And I'm the one who forgot what that looks like. Recently, he's asked me to listen to the Revenge of the Sith soundtrack. He said the piece of music was quite sad. He pressed play in his room and sat there watching from my face. I stayed. I didn't react. I didn't check my phone. I didn't turn it into a conversation about something else. I just listened. And he was right. It was sad. And it was beautiful, and he already knew that. Because the hedgehog knows one big thing.
These are process field notes.